Hi there and welcome to your Elvis guide. I've got a nice stack of records to share with you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, yes, that's right, Elvis Presley.
Hi there, welcome to your Elvis guide. I'm Alexander and today I'm going to show you again a stack of records that came in the last couple of weeks. Well, it's been a while since I uploaded a video, and that's just because I've been awfully busy and well, couldn't really find the time to upload a video. But that didn't mean that there were no records coming in. So I'm very eager to share with you some of the great material that came in. But I also want to have a little help, if I may ask. Because, well, if you got any suggestions of videos that you want to see, well, please put them in the comments. I'm really thinking about doing a series on the records that were released in the 80s in both the UK and then in Europe in 1984-85, because I'm very deep into collecting those labels. But would you be interested, for example? And then of course there are the German labels from the 50s and 60s and 70s that I've got a very nice collection of. Maybe are you interested in a video on that subject? Or, for example, all the records that were released in the Netherlands, my home country. Well, I've got so many ideas, but there's also something bothering me. What do you want to see? For now, I stick to US records and do some German ones as well in the end of the video. So let's walk through the stack of records that came in the last couple of weeks. Put my white gloves on. I bought especially to not damage the vinyl. And the first one is this beauty. Now, you can see it's still in the shrink. And it's well, I would say near mint, probably. It doesn't show any signs of play. It's a 1964 black label, white top monaural, and these, so it's a reissue from 1964. Let me explain to you why these monaurals, these black label white top monaurals, are so extremely hard to find, because they are. In the 60s, stereo records became much more popular than mono or monaural records. So by the mid 60s, these mono records were phased out by RCA. As you know, from 1960 on, from Elvis is Back, each record was released in stereo as well as mono. So by the mid 60s, these mono records were phased out. So if you're looking for reissues from the late 60s, you have a much larger chance to find stereo records than monaural records. So it's really been a task to find those mono records. His Hand in Mine with the inner sleeve. And again, a gorgeous copy. Unplayed, it's really beautiful. Okay, so this beauty came in from Hong Kong, of all places, only yesterday. And it's, well, something for everybody, the LPM mono with the inner sleeve. Let me get it out for you. Again, well, how would you grade that? Is that mint? Is that near mint? It's not a spot even. It's so beautiful. I will put that here for a minute to show you the covering. It's beauty. And you can see the back with the Viva Las Vegas EP. So it's the second design. And you can see here the RE from Reissue. So it's really, it's a gorgeous copy. It's the only thing you can say about the back is that it's not plain white, it's just a little bit aging yellow, but if you look at the corners over here, it's just stunning. As is this copy, also from 1964, so the first new run of Fun in Acapulco. It was released in 1963 on the silver mono and silver stereo label. So apparently in the in 1964-65 there was a rerun, and you can see that this copy is still in the shrink. I think I showed you the stereo copy a couple of episodes ago. And again, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's near mint. So I've been very, very lucky with my hand for mid-60s monaurals, because they're awfully hard to find, and they're not cheap either, so I'm really lucky. Then when it comes to my so these were the Black Label white tops from 1964, and you know, probably if you watch my videos more often, that I talk about the orange label, which came in 1968, and then we have, of course, the orange label on rigid vinyl, because in 1971 RCA changed to flex vinyl. And well, I think from the rigid vinyls, I'm missing only 4, and that's the it happened at the World's Fair orange, which is, well, a couple of years ago. If you look on elvisrecords.com, a website I really recommend, you can see that it was only discovered probably 2 or 3 years ago that there was even an orange rigid of it. It happened at the World's Fair. So, well, I've not been able to find one yet, and even if I could find one, could I afford one? I don't think so. But so that one probably is on my bucket list for maybe never to get. But then there is the Double Trouble. No, there are a few more. Paradise Hawaiian style orange rigid is one I'm still missing, and Double Trouble on orange rigid is also very, very hard to find. And there was recently one on eBay, and that didn't even sell for big bucks, but I thought, well, it will go up because there were so many bidders. But in the end, well, I could have afforded that one, to buy that one, but I then already had bought this baby, the King Creole on orange rigid. It's beautifully still in the shrink with the red electronically repossessed stereo. You can see behind me a complete series with that stereo, and I love that series. Not because of the sound, but just how they look, because the sound is awful. We can say that, right? But this is one of the hardest copies on orange rigid to find. And I was very happy to buy this one. Again, it's, well, near mint. It's so beautiful. Looks unplayed. It's not a scratch on the label. Not even a sign of play on the vinyl. So I'm very happy with that one. So I already spent a considerable budget, so I didn't allow myself to bid on the Double Trouble orange rigid. Okay, so the King Creole orange label, and after the orange label, like I said, in 1971 there was the flex vinyl. Well, I didn't buy any flexes in the last few weeks because that collection is kind of complete. Only missed the From Memphis to Vegas double album on flex, but that's impossible to find. So we'll probably need a few more years to achieve that. And another impossible find is this one. Yeah, the Elvis NBC TV special. Elvis, and it's from 1975. It's on the 10 label, and you can see right away it's beautifully in shrink. I hope you can see that too through the protection sleeve. I hate to get them out of the protection sleeve, so you have to take my word for it if it's not visible. But here you are, the LPM 4088 on the 10 label. And this is one of the hardest to find 10 labels. I would say the hardest of the regular records, because, well, because if you look at the 10 label, what is the top of the most hardest to find records is pure gold. That's very hard to find, and then raised on rock, which is also impossible to find. This would probably rank third or fourth. So maybe it's also a nice idea to do a video per label for the rarest records, rarest reissues on that label. If you feel like I should do a video like that, please email me or put your suggestions in the comments, because, well, I'm kind of searching right now, because what would be videos that you wanted to see. Then a big chunk of my budget went to buy some real nice AFL1s over the last couple of weeks. And AFL1 is the label that came in 1977 when RCA put out Moody Blue in the US, and they wanted to reissue the entire Elvis catalog with the AFL1 prefix to bring it in line with the Moody Blue, which of course had the AFL1 prefix, 2428 I think. And but those AFL1s are, some AFL1s are very, very hard to find, as is the case with this one. Elvis is back. It's no longer a gatefold, it's a single pocket sleeve. I hope I can show you. Let's put it over there. You can hopefully see it's AFL1. It's the dog near top, black dog near top label with the AFL1 prefix. So that one is quite hard to find. Yeah, that's basically my problem. Call it a luxury problem, but at the moment is that I'm in a territory that of all the labels I've probably have 80 or 90% of all the records issued on that label. So each record I'm still looking for on US vinyl is in the category hard to find or impossible to find. Elvis Now. Again with the 1977 inner sleeve. And also on the dog near top label with the AFL1 prefix. The vinyl is, well, near mint. Can easily say that. I bought it off Discogs, and so I didn't really see a photo. And the sleeve was somewhat disappointing because of the ring wear, but it's such a rarity, this one. So I'm really happy to finally found a copy. And then, speaking of stunning rarities, Elvis Promised Land on the AFL1 with the AFL1. Maybe I can show you that. Oh, it's very, very tiny. I might show you it here. I hope you can see it. Like that. Why don't I take out the record? Because this copy is still sealed. And I tend to keep it that way because, well, I know what's in it. I've got the records probably in 20-fold or something, so there's no really a need for me to unbox this. I know what label is in it, so but it's so nice to have with the original price tag and the Best Buy sticker. So I keep it this way. And well, it was sent back. It remained unsold, so there's a cutout. Some people don't like it. I don't really mind. If I can buy a record in this condition and it only has a cutout and it's still sealed, it's a no-brainer for me. Probably even more rare is the from Elvis Presley Boulevard AFL1, also with the cutout, but importantly price tag, Best Buy sticker, and still sealed. It's amazing that you can, after so many years, 40, 50 years, you can still find still sealed records. And well, if I would, I could open it and just experience them being new. So maybe I will do that one day. Coming to think of it, just give me the fun of the experience. But I've got plenty of sealed records that, because I've also got opened plain copies, there's no real reason to open them and just have them for the collection's sake. So those were all my US vinyls that I had to share. What I also have to share is some very nice German vinyl that I found in the United States. Yes? What's the story? Well, the story is this. Elvis, King Creole. And why did I find such a record in such German vinyl in the United States? Well, the story is quite simple. In the 50s, 60s, and still there are a lot of US Army soldiers stationed on their duty in Germany. And that was so in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s. And those German soldiers bought their records in the PX store. Then it has a PX stamp. This one doesn't have a PX stamp on it. So they also bought their records of American artists in German stores and took them home with them to the United States. So probably 40% of my collection of about 200 records, I think, of German vinyl comes from the United States because of me buying from the estate of deceased soldiers that were in Germany and were selling off their records. So this is a very nice copy. And why it's a very nice copy? Because if you compare these German records to the American quality, the cardboard is so freaking thin that, well, it's really amazing that it's not like complete gone away over time. Let me just, I will keep it in the protective sleeve, but it's the back, and you can just see how it moves, that it's really flimsy, and well, you can see tears over here and here in the on the front cover, but yeah, who cares? It's a record, 60, 70 years old. This one is from early 1960. And if you look at it, this is the, I think it was the S5 label or the S6. I'm not completely sure, but it's the earliest 1960 label. That I can tell you. And well, I don't know what this soldier did with this record, but he didn't play it because it's the vinyl is brand new. It's completely unplayed. It's so beautiful. And what I do like is that these records still have their original inner sleeve. Might show that to you. So this is the way it would present when it came out, the album. And this is the back side. It's beautiful, isn't it? Very colorful. We see records here of Perry Como. Yeah, Louis Armstrong. It's so nice. Well, put that way. And with that, I also found this one. Elvis Golden Records. Same label, S5 or S6. I will show in the in the screen. You can see what the real the label is. I have to check that out. I just did for the video, but then I started recording and I forgot. So I will show that in the screen. But also, yeah, it's a little bit of surface damage, but that will not affect play. It's just discolorization or something. But it's so beautiful. Yeah. I really love those sturdy German records with the very fancy labels, basically. So if you want me to do a video on the different German labels I have in my collection and do a highlights tour, I'm happy to do so. But since I've got that's what bothers me, because I've got a very international audience, and a lot of the viewers are American, British. So would you be interested? That's just what I bother. Yeah, well, but please enlighten me and share me your thoughts. What should I do? That's my video for now. That's what I had to share. Some of the highlights that came in from last week. But I'm happy to read your comments and to read your suggestions, and just, well, thank you for watching again. Thank you for your patience for this new video. That's also very appreciated. And until the next one, bye.
Elvis has left the building. I've told you absolutely straight up to this point, you know that he has left the building. He left the stage and went out the back with the policeman, and he is now gone from the building.